Hi everyone. Can you hear us at the back? Yes. Okay. I'm Hannah, and Josephine and I have the pleasure of sharing a few words with you about Liz. So, as a fellow Northerner, but also an auditor, Liz is especially tight, and unlike Joe, decided not to pay for a professional comedian for her speech, and you've got us to instead. So if you don't know, Liz is an avid reader, and so I'm going to split my words into 3 quick chapters. I call the first chapter The In-Betweeners, because Liz and I met at the end of the first year of secondary school. I was looking for some slightly less cool friends, and Liz was looking for some less geeky friends. And we formed a very exclusive sandwich club together, which basically meant we had lunch every day over our butties for multiple years. And in that time, I learned that the Hatchman household has quite a strong pedigree in packed lunches. So if you've ever been to their house, they have piles, or they did, of crisps, snack bars, everything you can imagine in their house. And I was quite jealous of this. But anyway, it was enough to feed the 5,000, so it's fine. One day, Liz was brave enough to invite me for a sleepover. Little did I know that this included a theory class before dinner. And Mrs. Hatchman, as I'm sure many of you still know her, as I do, she treated me to an initiation on the drive to school, which was singing the rosary. I knew nothing about the rosary at this point, but Liz was mortified, I think slightly worried that I was going to disappear. But luckily I love singing, so it was fine. Anyway, it was definitely one of my top 5 rides to school ever, Mrs. Hatch, as Alan Partridge would say. Anyway, this chapter had a happy ending. We decided to celebrate our GCSEs in Conway, North Wales. Whoop! Really rebellious. Anyway, Liz decided our location for our A-level holiday, and we went to Newquay, to an 18 to 30s campsite. Very cost-effective decision. Anyway, what happens in Newquay definitely stays in Newquay. Suffice to say, and it did involve skinny dipping, just without the skinny, if you don't know, running through fields of wheat. Without the wheat. And Liz had to buy Lucernite Alco Pops because we were under 18, so we had these wristbands in this campsite, which was awful. Anyway, on to chapter 2, which I call Sausage and Mash. It was when I first went to Sheffield, when I first met Joe as well. I realised sausage mash and an onion gravy was fast becoming Liz's signature dish every time I came to visit. I didn't realise that is the only sausage in the speech, so it's fine. We went on a few more holidays at this time. So Liz, again, cost-effective decision, booked it, packed it, went on a teletext trip together, all-inclusive to Turkey. Wonderful, but the photo opportunities of this trip were gold. So, turns out, if you give Liz a couple of free vodkas, she will go on stage and belly dance. And she will also take part in a photo shoot on a beach with palm trees and props and everything. So hopefully we'll see those on the dance floor later. Right, Liz? Yeah. Anyway, so the 3rd chapter I call Adulting. I think this was when Liz really moved to London. Definitely sold you a dream, I think, of a Georgian townhouse, leafy, like suburb. The reality was very different. We had a box lounge and no heating and a crazy neighbour, which meant that we basically had to escape her. So we had her on speed dial to the police all the time. So we escaped, we went to choir, as you do. My main memory is like every week we would come home singing as loud as we could on the tube home, any kind of classical song. But there really is no one else that I would happily sing musicals with that loudly. And I'm so happy that you and Joe found each other. You guys are amazing, so well suited, and especially for a lawyer and an auditor, you guys definitely have fun. singing voice, slightly better than yours, Joe. Slightly. And I'm going to pass over to Josephine to tell a little bit more about your uni life.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
Great!
If you've cried as much as I have today, then well done for getting to this point. So you may be expecting some amusing anecdotes from Liz's life, neatly tied up with a sentimental ending and a traditional toast, which is what I have written here. But I'm warning you now, I am maybe the most emotionally invested person.
Come on, Josephine!
Yeah, so there's a risk that it might just be 5 minutes of a ginger girl you don't know weeping. Yeah, so sorry if that happens, but you've got the best men to cheer you up later on. Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Josephine, and it has been my absolute privilege to be friends with Liz and Joe since university.
Is that gin and tonic? Is that a gin and tonic?
As an English graduate, I'm going to begin my speech with a quote from an eminent philosopher and poet of our times. We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
Woo! Yeah!
Wise words from the Fat Boy Slim there. He probably wasn't referring to weddings, but it really sums up what I have to say. We have come a long way together. I have so much to celebrate and praise these two for. And what better place to do it than at their wedding, when Joe is forced not to interrupt me, and Liz is forced to be the centre of attention.
Hey!
So before I get into the funny anecdotes, and I will stop crying at that point, I need to be embarrassingly earnest for a moment. I would not be who I am without you two. Meeting Joe and Liz as an impressionable 18-year-old was undoubtedly made me a better person. They befriended a shy, awkward, prone to crying idiot, and showed her how to handle life with grace and openness. I don't have the words to thank them enough. I do have a list of words here to describe them. Kind, warm-hearted, noble. Basically, they are just the sort of people who give off an essence of goodness. I'm sure, yeah, you all agree.
Woo!
When I met them for the first time, I just felt safe and relaxed in their company, and they were just being themselves. They weren't going out of their way to do anything special, it's just who they are as people. We used to refer to them as Jane and Bingley, the almost unrealistically lovely couple from Pride and Prejudice. And they recently texted me to ask who I thought was the nicest of the two of them.
What?
Which is a classic Jane and Bingley thing to bicker about. My response was, oh, it's a tie. Joe is more sociable and generous, but Liz is more caring and emotionally supportive. But really, I was being diplomatic. Because obviously, Liz is the nicest.
Yeah! Too enthusiastic there, wasn't it?
Throughout Joe's life, he's probably been the nicest person in the room. But then he had the misfortune to meet Liz, and will now always be relegated to second place. Yeah, I think we can all agree that Liz is probably the nicest person anyone in this room knows. She's also absolutely stunning. She's not got them out today, but those gams, bloody great. She is ridiculously intelligent, hardworking, and successful. One of those people who you really, really want to hate. Fortunately, she has 2 chinks in her armour of perfection, which is just enough to make her lovable. 1. She hates animals. She hates them. You think she's all love and kindness, but have you shown her a photo of a puppy? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, good luck getting a pet dog, Joe.
That could be cured.
And 2, she has an absolutely wild streak. This is where it gets good. Before I go any further, I would like to reassure Louise and Paul that she did usually go to church on Sundays. So, I'm sorry, Liz. I was brainstorming all of the memories from our 12-year friendship, and a surprising amount of them involved nudity. Now, I'm under strict instructions not to go into too much detail, but some of the highlights involve trampolining in a field at midnight, naked.
Got us one better than Theresa May.
Several nighttime swims, obviously naked. And then there was the night in Dublin with an entire American basketball team. And I will neither confirm nor deny exactly how much nudity that involved. Until I've had some more alcohol.
You know about this?
So yes, there has been some nudity. And quite a lot of vomiting. There is a certain kind of joy in seeing a bride gracefully swathed in lace and glowing with love, and knowing that you've also seen her with her head between her knees, quietly vomiting onto the floor of a London night bus. And then there was the time when nudity and vomiting collided, and Liz had to be stripped off and showered after slipping in her own sick. I'd like to shout out to Aisha here for actually cleaning Liz off. I was weeping incoherently on the sofa. That was the night that we
How I like you.
never to mix gin and prosecco. And finally, I was going to tell the story of the time she drunkenly squatted to wee in the street, thinking a billboard about this high would give her some privacy. But then the hazy memory cleared, and I remember that was me. And Liz was halfway down the street pretending not to know me. But usually she has been right by my side. Through deadline panics and late night revision, through the wilderness of Tinder, trying to find decent men amongst the photos of bulging biceps, through missed flights and embarrassing dance routines, Liz has been with me through it all. She did disappear in January of the first year of university, realising that medicine wasn't for her. But luckily she returned in September to study maths. And I think I speak for myself and Joe when I say one of the best things that happened was Liz deciding to come back to us. Right, I've done the anecdotes. That was the sentimental ending. I've managed to keep the weeping to a minimum, which means it must be time for the toast. So, if you would all be upstanding, I'd like to raise a glass to the bride and groom.
Bride and groom!
Well done, Josephine. Yeah.